Let's pace ourselves in today's world. How to rediscover love in a self-centered world? And what are the gospel values of love we need to take on? We live in a world of success, individualism, and self-centeredness. Jesus emphasizes on love, centers on love for God and love for neighbor. What is called for this week as a faithful worshiping community is to shift our focus from self-centeredness to God-centeredness. It's time to let go the ego towards God-centered life. We need to find practical steps, the values of love in our daily lives, concrete steps. I would recommend in prayer, in meditation, write down the concrete steps where the gospel values of love becomes a priority. Could be acts of kindness, holding the door for someone, volunteering, smiling at a person, small things. Might be behaving good at the parking lot, cultivating empathy, importance of understanding and feelings and perspective of others. Very many times, as I said, we are self-centered. It's all about me. To going beyond oneself, to feel, to understand the perspective of others, and to practice empathy in everyday interaction. Fostering community engagement, participating in the local community events, charity work, local community development programs where you give your time, resources in building the local community. Value building connections with your neighbors. Practicing forgiveness. Forgiveness as a means to let go of grudges and resentments. Forgiveness doesn't change the past, but forgiveness changes the future. Need to have strategies to forgiving others and oneself. Listening actively. Active listening to others in conversation to foster deeper connections in relationship. And reevaluate the priorities. The priorities, success at the expense of relationship and personal well-being, or my success is driven by God-centric life. Reevaluating the life goals and priorities to live the gospel values of love. Cultivating a gratitude practice. A practice of expressing gratitude daily. Attitude of gratitude. Focusing on the positive aspects of life. Choosing love over self-centeredness and selfishness. Make a conscious choice to prioritize love over self-centeredness. It's difficult. It's a tearing of one's ego, but this comes when we prioritize God-centric life. The choice will not only transform one's life, but also to contribute to its more loving and compassionate society. The importance of embracing love as a counterbalance to prevail as self-centered values of the modern world. We need to commit to practical, intentional acts of love in our daily lives. May we seek God's guidance and strength to live out these gospel values of love, express gratitude for the opportunity to make a positive change in the world we live. Let's look at the gospel passage from a different types of love. The highest form of love is the compassionate God's love. What is agape love, divine love. The first part of the greatest commandment, love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind, is an expression of divine, selfless, unconditional love. Love signifies a deep, reverent, unwavering devotion to God, acknowledging Him as the source of all love and goodness. We cannot change God, but we can change ourselves. Unfortunately, today, many Christians are angry with God because they are angry with themselves. The one way to love God is to love yourself, because God is unconditional. Filial love, or a brotherly love. The second part of commandment, love your neighbors yourself, can be associated with filial love, which is love between friends and community. It encourages us to extend our love and compassion to those around us, treating them as we would want them to be treated, and fostering a sense of unity and friendship. Eros love, or romantic love. While not explicitly mentioned in this passage, Eros love, which is romantic or passionate love, can be seen as a reflection of the love we may have for God and our neighbors. It reminds us that love is not solely a duty, but also a source of passion and desire in our lives. Today, unfortunately, this love is so much portrayed in the social media, in the world. Storge love, a familial love. Storge love represents the love within families, including love between parents and children, siblings, relatives. It reminds us that love starts at home, that our families are the first place where we learn to love and care for others. Self-love. Love, which refers to self-love, can be seen as the foundation of ability to love others. It implies to love our neighbor as ourselves. We must first have a healthy self-love that nurtures our ability to love and care for others. Compassionate love. The overarching theme in this passage calls for compassionate love. Compassionate love combines elements of agape, philia, storge love to emphasize a selfless caring and empathetic love that extends to both God and the neighbors. Love is multifaceted and dynamic. It involves a relationship with God, a relationship with those around us, and the various dimensions of love that shape our lives. It encourages us to integrate these different forms of love into daily actions and decisions, prioritizing love as the guiding principles of faith and relationship with others. Love God and love people. Let's see what different saints of the church say about divine love. It's not how much we do, but how much love we put in the doing. It's not how much we give, but how much love we put in the giving, says Mother Teresa. In the evening of life, we will be judged on love alone, John of the Cross. My mission to make God loved will begin after my death, St. Teresa of Lisieux. The greatest dignity and most essential duty of a man lies in the full and conscious acceptance of divine love. St. John Paul II. Divine love. Love does no harm. Harmony, peace, and love. Love does no harm to a neighbor. Therefore, love is the fulfillment of the law. Romans chapter 13, verse 10. Dear friends, let's love one another, for love comes from God. Everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God. 1 John chapter 4, verse 7. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It's not self-seeking. It's not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. A new command I give you, love one another. As I loved you, so you must love one another. John 13:34. Mary, Mother of Love, we turn to you today with hearts full of gratitude. Just as you loved God with all your heart, soul, and mind, loved your neighbor as yourself, we seek your guidance in this session. Help us, dear Mother, to deepen our love for God and our fellow humans. Teach us to follow the example of your pure and selfless love through your prayers. Lead us to live out the greatest commandment of love in our daily lives, just as you did. Blessed Virgin Mary, as we honor you today, we ask for your continued presence in our lives and always remain close to your Son, Jesus Christ, the source of all love.